Are you tired of being held back by your inner critic? What if your inner critic could actually be your greatest ally? In this transformative video, How to Turn Your Inner Critic into Your Biggest Fan, we explore practical strategies and powerful mindset shifts to help you embrace positivity and self-compassion. Discover techniques to silence self-doubt and cultivate an empowering inner voice that motivates you to achieve your goals. Learn how to recognize the patterns of negative self-talk and replace them with affirmations that uplift and inspire you. Whether you're facing challenges in your personal life or professional endeavors, this video is your guide to building a supportive internal dialogue. Join us on this journey to foster self-love, confidence, and resilience. Alright, my friends, this is why I put on lipstick this morning. We're going to climb these rocks and talk about our inner critics and how we transform them into our biggest fans. And believe me when I say, if you succeed with this even a little bit, your life is going to take off and everything is going to be so much more beautiful and so much brighter. So come on. So what is the inner critic? It's a term used in psychology for parts work that refers to like a negative monologue that you might experience as your own voice in your head that's telling you bad things about yourself or things that you're doing wrong. I was too loud, I was too quiet, dang, I'm bad at this, I stink, like all this negative self-talk basically. And not everyone experiences this, not everyone experiences their voice and their thoughts as like a voice in their head, but if you do, then this video is for you. I knew this worked when a couple months ago, after years of practice, I went to lay down my head to go to sleep, and the voice in my head was like, oh, what a good job, Laura, what a great day, sleep well, you're the best, I love you, good night, good night. It was so cute, and I was like, wow, I can live my life like this, with like a constant pep talk in the background. Sign me up. And that's why you're here too, so you can also live with such vitality. I don't remember how, but at some point I was probably challenged to pay attention to it, and I realized that I would like speak negatively to myself a lot in my mind, and I decided I could change it. We're gonna get into some pseudopsychology here. Just for the record, I'm not certified or licensed in anything. I'm just a very pragmatic and goal-driven artist who has had a lot of complicated life experiences, and am happy to share the wisdom that worked for me along the journey. Also, friendly reminder, there will always be a small but elite group of people who are my first 100 subscribers. So hop on that train now, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell so that you get notified when I drop a new video. Going through this whole process really gave me a base level of happiness in my life that I never had before, and I believe will stick with me through any other future life experiences that come my way. Because once I realized you can shift the normal way that your brain is thinking every day, I was able to shift it into a way that makes me really happy. And I'm happy to share that with you because I want everyone in the world to feel as happy as I am sometimes. The first step of any journey like this is awareness. And awareness arrived for me first, I think, in Savasana during the meditative portion of a yoga session at Arlington Yoga Center just off of Davis Street in Arlington, Texas, where I really first experienced my thoughts as clouds and myself as the observer watching those clouds float by. Experiencing yourself as the observer of your thoughts rather than the thoughts themselves as your primary reality is the first step. Then for a while I thought I was stuck with my thoughts. But eventually I learned that I could shift them, that the subconscious kicks up whatever thoughts have been programmed as normal, meaning the most common thoughts that you've had so far in life. And for a lot of people, including me at the time, these are the thoughts that were taught to me as a kid from my primary caregivers. My thoughts included a lot of criticism and shame and desperation. But if you shift your subconscious thoughts to be happier ones, life gets a whole lot more fun, both for you and the people around you. So start to notice what thoughts are normal for you, what your knee-jerk reaction thought is in your brain when you experience something, especially anything slightly uncomfortable or difficult. and then decide what thoughts you want to be normal, and what thoughts are most helpful for you on your journey. Step 2 was reparenting. Once I realized an awareness of my thoughts and an awareness that my thoughts came from somewhere in my past, I stumbled upon the concept of reparenting, where you basically treat yourself the way you wish a parent would. You kind of have to baby yourself. Or at least I kind of had to baby myself for a while. And this looks different for different people because the patterns, the gaps in your childhood might look different than the ones in mine. But once you recognize those holes in your development, you can fill them in yourself by treating yourself like a loving, caring, nurturing parent. Basically, I just wanted someone to tell me that everything was okay, that I was okay, and that I was loved. So I used a variety of techniques. This process involves sitting and crying a lot, so it's helpful if you can build some space into your life for processes like this. The second step to reparenting yourself is to gentle parent yourself. So that means validating yourself and praising yourself when you go through different experiences. If something is bad or scary, then pause to tell yourself, wow, that was stressful. It's okay to feel bad. Or, wow, that was scary. It's okay to feel afraid. You're basically validating your emotions so that your inner critic doesn't further trouble you by criticizing that you're scared or sad or feeling bad in any way. And when you do something good, focus on validating and praising yourself. Like, oh, good job, you finished your project on time. Or this could be small or big things, like, good job, you spoke up for yourself in that stressful moment. Or good job, you ate a healthy lunch. Good job, you were kind to that stranger. And what you're doing is you're building this self-validating, the neural networks in your brain that validate yourself. So you don't waste time feeling stressed and you feel accurate about whatever circumstances you're going through. And you're keeping that center of control within you so you don't have to look to other people around you for validation of like, is it okay to feel sad? Did I do that good? Of course, we always want a healthy relationship with those around us, so they're also going to be validating and praising us, but the core of that should come from within. And then when it's already flowing within you, when people on the outside either validate or invalidate you, you'll be able to like process it correctly, either accept it as true or reject it as not true. With great power comes great responsibility. As you heal, I hope you find yourself treating other people better too. Okay, welcome to my office. So I hope this is going to work. If not, I'll have to come back on a calmer day. But the whole purpose of this is to tell you about how I changed the voice of my inner critic. And in short, there's a few steps to this. The first is awareness of the voice as an inner critic, as something different than you yourself, and recognize yourself as the observer of that. Then there's a bunch of exercises you can do to kind of shift that and retrain your subconscious so that it kicks up whatever good things you want it to kick up. So that's like your norm, basically like resetting your normal thoughts. One way that's easy to do is when you're hiking or when you're walking or when you're going about your day, no matter what, like look for really beautiful things around you, whether that's like the way the light is coming in your window, the way different angles, even if you're in the city, like sometimes the intensity of all these industrial angles can be really pretty if you let them. And when you see pretty things, you look at it and you say, oh, wow, that's beautiful. I love you. Like a butterfly. Oh, that's beautiful. I love you. A leaf, a really pretty leaf. Oh, that's beautiful. I love you. And it retrains your brain so that when you're like looking for beauty and you're appreciating it, and then take it a level up. And when you're in a moment where, like, say it's a beautiful sunset, a rainbow, like something really fantastic, or like a good moment with your family or friends, pause and really absorb and think about how happy you are and how beautiful the moment is, and just like feel that happiness with your whole being, and pause and recognize yourself recognizing that happiness, and be aware of your awareness of the happiness. And that's when things really start to take off, because you normalize the feeling in your body to this like level of happiness. Um, you know, weeds growing in the sidewalk, like it can be anything, but start normalizing your brain to see pretty things. And that can also be in other people. Like if you see an act of kindness or someone that, says something really profound, take a moment and pause and appreciate, like, wow, that is amazing. Obviously, you don't have to say it verbally, but you could. What a profound thought. I love that profound thought. And that's a way to increase love. Let me get my notes. I feel like the wind is going to be way too bad for this, my dears. Thank you, Leaf. I love you. I feel the whole world is blowing around up here. I brought my notes. And actually, I'm going to have you step into my office. I don't know if there's going to be less wind here, but we're going to try. This is a dream come true. Oh, the very first step. This is like way back in the day when I realized that I had to reparent myself, to rework myself. There was a lot of shame. This wind is there's a lot of shame in my upbringing. And my very first lesson that I always recommend to people is right before you go to bed, like right before you turn off the light and close your eyes, say your full name to yourself. Is a good boy, girl, other. And I love her, him, she, they very much. So, for example, for me, Laura Joy Smith is a good girl and I love her very much. And I said that to myself every night for 3 days, a week, until it took in my subconscious and then like reshaped my frame of myself in a way that I needed to hear it. Body scan meditation. Body scan meditation is a practice where you sit or lay in silence and put your entire awareness and focus on different parts of your body. So, for example, starting at your feet and working your way up, and just observing and accepting whatever is happening. So, if there's tension, if there's comfort, discomfort, too cold, too hot, achy, and just observing your body so that you get in touch with what's happening there. Oh, another crucial part to remember is that the critic is a part of you. In psychology, there's like parts work, or I don't know what else they call it, but the voice of the critic is a part of you. You can't like reject it, because that's rejecting yourself, and that's part of the whole problem to begin with. So at some point when you're ready, and I know AA groups and other groups have a similar tradition, when you're ready, sit down and thank the inner critic for doing its job, because originally it was there to protect you from pain, probably emotional pain, or, protect you from getting in trouble for not being good enough or whatever it is. Like, you don't need it anymore though. So honor it and thank it for doing its job really well, and tell it that it doesn't have to do that job anymore. And now it can do the job of observing beautiful things, or feeling happy, or pointing out good things, or pointing out inspiration and observation, or give it the job of like showing you what is good and safe in the world instead of pointing out what is potentially bad, especially about yourself. Even though I've been doing this for a long time, I feel like I'm 95% there. There's days I don't even have an inner critic voice anymore. I'm literally just living in bliss and living my life. But sometimes circumstances will bring it up. Another way that I work with it is like, if there's a trouble area where you feel a lot of anxiety. I was in a relationship where the dude like criticized my driving, even though I'm a great driver. But he was always like getting on to me for stupid little things that weren't even real. And that affected me. So then I kind of got an inner critic from that when I was driving, and I've never struggled with anxiety driving, but I started to develop that. So when all that blew away in the breeze, I had a mantra, and I recommend mantras because they're easy for your brain to attach to while you're working out the problems while you need them. You won't always need them, but I would be like, if I like say it's raining really hard or there's a lot of traffic, I would just like say to myself, I'm a good driver and I make good driving choices no matter what was happening. And obviously, like, I was fine. There's a skill level involved, but for just pure stress and anxiety, that's not helping your skill level either. So, pick a mantra that works. Like, if you've been criticized for your cooking, then I'm a good cook and I pay attention to my ingredients. Or speaking, I'm a good speaker and I express exactly what needs to be said in the moment. Whatever mantras you can feed your subconscious will start automatically kicking up for you when you're in a moment about to be stressed. You'll just be like calm, relax, and you're a good driver or cook or a speaker. Lately, what's been coming up is part of my process. I thought I was done alchemizing my rage because it comes up in layers, but there's been some things making me angry lately. And so I use the ETF method. If you don't know what ETF is, it's when you like tap certain pressure points in your body while saying things. There might be other modalities. You'll have to do some research and find a practitioner if you really get interested in this. But you tap parts of your body and you repeat a phrase. So mine, and you say, and I love and accept myself. So right now, for example, my process is, even though I feel rage about this situation, I love and accept myself. Even though I felt helpless in that moment, I love and accept myself. I don't even know where the points are. You'll have to Google it. Or maybe I'll slap something on the screen. Even though I'm afraid bad things will happen, I love and accept myself, but especially the rage. And so when I feel that, after practicing that for a day or two, I was out and like that topic came up and I was talking about it. I felt the rage well up, but in the moment I was able to repeat in my mind, like, even though I feel this rage, I love and accept myself. And that was another of my early steps, is I read somewhere that if when you're having a stressful interaction with someone, if you just think I love you to yourself and like focus a channel of love towards yourself, it actually makes the other person relax and chill more. And something about the way humans work, electromagnetic fields, heart chakras, call it what you will, good vibes, reflect what you are, mirror world, whatever you want to call it, I think it works. And even if it doesn't work, at least I feel better in the moment. Like, I feel more calm and more able to ride the waves of this other person's anger or this other person's criticism while not taking it in myself because I'm already filled with my own love. And the goal of this is, of course, to live a better life and to feel happier every day. But the goal beyond that goal is that when you think of yourself more positively, you also think of everyone else around you more positively, and you see the good in more people in a genuine way, not just in a fear-activated fawning response. You see everything more clearly because you're more clear-headed, because like the negative voice isn't taking up your brain power. I would love to hear what you think. Let me know in the comments if this is helpful for you or if you have other ideas. And especially if you practice these, I would love to know if it helps. Because, on some level you are cool. Maybe there's some you need to clean up in your life. Like, maybe you need to learn to be better. But right now in the moment, being too hard on yourself isn't going to help. Also, please check out my website for my art. All the work is available. I have originals and prints, and these are all in one way or another inspired by my journey that I'm sharing here through this YouTube channel. Good luck on your journey. I would love to hear about it. Thank you for watching. That wasn't as hard as I thought it to be.